losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna...
Ah, there you are. I've recently upgraded the telescope. I've increased the aperture, allowing for an observational field 27% higher than previously achievable. In fact, the locals have been using it too. The satellite that I've been tracking, Scavenger, will be passing above Sandrock around 9 PM tomorrow. I thought perhaps you would come and observe it with me. This is important observational analysis, not a date. We will be able to gather much more information together. Remember the time. Please do not be late. Scavenger is not a synchronous satellite. It will not remain stationary. Current science has not confirmed the existence of remaining synchronous satellites. You're here! Good timing. The satellite will pass overhead shortly. I've configured the telescope. I've also attached an SLR to allow direct imaging. We can take photos for further analysis. We still have some time before the satellite arrives. Let's test out the telescope first. The image quality is vastly superior, no? The clarity allows for much more precise imaging for the stars. You know, interestingly, when people believe they are wishing upon shooting stars, they are actually wishing upon rocks falling and burning up in the atmosphere. Stars do not shoot. It is a common misconception. What else do you wish to know? Perhaps an overview of the constellations? I will not peddle astrology, but I know a thing or two about astronomy. According to numerous studies, the Swan was originally a constellation that was used to guide sailors across vast distances. They could follow the movement across the skies to orient themselves. What else do you want to know about? Ah, interestingly, the scientific name for this constellation is Scalasium Major, which is a rare instance of the scientific name and the layman's name aligning. What else do you want to know about? This was the first constellation I learned of. I was 4 at the time. This was a rare instance of scientific knowledge being shared from my parents rather than my grandfather. Much like the Swan, it would help them as they were out fishing, providing a point of reference. What else do you want to know about? Interestingly, although we group these stars together in named constellations, they are in fact separated by tens of light years. That's enough for now. The scavengers should be here any moment. Bingo! Now! Perfect! It's a lot clearer than I thought. Take a look here. This has to be the satellite's antenna. It's completely intact. It might even be transmitting, which would make it one of the few working satellites remaining. If only we had a working receiver to downlink the scavenger's signal. Think of what we could learn. Ah, but I shouldn't be too greedy. We just installed an equatorial mount and now a camera too. It's already a huge step forward. Since we're on the subject though, let me tell you about a paper I read a few days ago. The sampling of digital control technologies of the old world. What a read. Yes, the antenna on the satellite is one such digital controller. I might have mentioned it a bit last time. Here are the details though. See, people of the old world had hundreds of thousands of satellites up there in the sky. Most of them were destroyed on the day of calamity, but a few should have survived. Now, we've lost most of the communications technology of that period. I mean, we're using wireless telegraphs while they used quantum entanglement, which I don't even have a clue what it means, it just sounds so advanced. My hobby of observing satellites and space stations is my way of trying to connect the dots. If we're able to communicate with these machines, we might be able to recover much of the lost technology. My apologies. It can be a rather complicated subject to some. I sometimes forget that. After chasing away my last assistant, I took it upon myself to improve my bedside manner, so to speak. I will attempt to put this into practice. Imagine for a moment, if you will, our world filled with instantaneous communication of unlimited bandwidth. In that circumstance, I don't even need to be here. I can be on some distant island talking to you through a communications device and controlling the telescope remotely as well. Now, if I can do that with the Atara and the Vega 5 observatories as well, don't you see how much the efficiency can be improved? Any questions? You finally understand now. Teaching is a lot of work. What do you mean? You mean you already know about it, and you still wanted me to talk about it? Ah, I see. Learning through repetition. Well, at least you have an eager mind. You know, I used to deflect from social situations, but it seems in fact that simulating scientific conversation can be had. Interesting. It's getting quite late. Let's call it a night. I need to rest too.